Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We continue with our recitation of Baramaha in Rag Maj. Vaisakh Dhiran Kio Vadia, Jinna Prem Bichoho, Har Sajan Purkh Visar Ke, Laggi Maya Toho, Putra Kalatra Na Sangatana, Har Avanasi Oho, Palach Palach Sagli Mui, Chuthe Tande Moho, Ekas Har Ke Naam Bin, Agge Lahiye Kho, Doe Visar Viguchna, Prabh Bin Avarna Ko, Pritam Charni Jo Lagge, Tinki Nirmal Soy, Nanak Ki Prabh Benati, Prabh Milho Parapat Hoye, Vaisakh Suhawa Taan Lagge, Jah Sant Pete Har Soye. So the message revolves around the month of Vaisakh, which corresponds to April, May of the Gregorian calendar. And this is when the crop, the Rabi crop, is harvested. And the verses here use harvesting as a metaphor for being cut off from the source. So the Guru says, Vaisakh Dhiran Kio Vadia, Jinna Prem Bichho. In the month of Vaisakh, Dhiran Kio Vadia. What consolation can be offered to those who are cut off? Dhiran Kio Vadia. Dhiran, what consolation? Vadia, those who are cut off. What consolation then can be offered to those who are cut off and suffer from the pangs of separation from their beloved? Prem Bichoho. Vaisakh Dhiran Kio Vadia, Jinna Prem Bichoho. Separation. Har Sajan Purkh Visar Ke, Laggi Maya To. By forgetting the Har Self, Har Sajan, the friend, the beloved. Har Sajan Purkh Visar Ke. Visarna is actually forgetfulness, to become forgetful of the self. And what happens is our attention is then caught by the allure of worldly existence. In other words, we get distracted, we get carried away. And in that carrying away is the source of all our troubles. We have to be alert. Putra kalatra na sangatana, har avinasi oh. A word of caution. We might get attracted and allured and become very involved in the affairs of the world and become attached to our families. But in the end, the Guru is saying, Putra kalatra na sangatana. Neither children, wife, or wealth will accompany you. Har avanasi o. Only the self will remain with you. In other words, the essence of who you are will remain. The rest will fall off. But the problem is, palach palach sagli mui, chuthe tande mo. Human beings perish by becoming entangled. Palach palach, double entanglement. Chuthe tande mo, in the delusion. Mo is delusion of false pursuit. Chuthe tande. So what happens is the senses get attached to the delusion of attachments and aversions in this life. And that is an entanglement because it's like quicksand. You keep sinking into it further and further. And then the reassurance here is, Ekas har ke naam bin, without self-knowledge. Agge laye kho, one loses one's way. Without self-knowledge, the way is lost. Ek sahar ke naam bin agge laya kho. You lose your future. You don't know where you're going. Deo vishar viguchana, forgetting the self, leads to a state called viguchana, which is really frustration, anxiety. It's all of these put together. One couldn't think of a single word to correspond with viguchana. And Prabhu avarana koe, outside of the Prabhu self, there is nothing. Here you see a bit of the paradox of life. And then the Guru is instructing us. He says, Pritam charni jo lage, those who have sought the self. Pritam charni jo lage, tinki nirmal soe. They have lost the impurity. What is the impurity? It is really the distortion of the ego. Tinki nirmal soe. Nirmal, we've talked about this. It means being devoid of impurities. So the ego, the haume, the ego sense, is the impurity because it is distorting. It only sees partial reality. It doesn't see the whole picture and gets caught in that partial conditioning. But those who seek the self, prapritam charni jo lage, tinki nirmal soe. Here pritam is a reference to the Guru, the enlightener. Charni, because we need to come to the Guru to be instructed. We need the tutelage of the Guru in order to lose the impurity or the distortion of our conditioning. We have to come to the Guru. So therefore, Nanak makes a supplication. Nanak ki prabh benati, a supplication, which is Prabh miloho parapat hoye. Please meet me, my Prabh self. Get a hold of me, parapat hoye. And in the end, Vaisakh is pleasant only. Vaisakh sohava ta lage, if through the enlightener, jas sant pete har soe, through the enlightener Guru, the har self is realized. On that note, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.